And we are live. Got something on my screen. We are back after an hour and 15-minute break. We are back, and we are going to continue on the Voron 0.1 build. Earlier today, we accomplished a lot already today. All we had done prior was the frame. We got the AB motors set up. We got the kind of idler system. We got the Z-axis done. So now we're going to do the X-axis. My dream is to get all the way through the mini afterburner done. We will see if that dream becomes a reality, but that is definitely the goal. We streamed for 3 hours earlier, and we'll see how many more hours I can put in. But I've got some hours right now, so we are going to do as much as we can. As always, I want to give a huge thank you to Fabreeko for sponsoring this build. They provided the LDO Voron 0.1 build, so that way we can build it. And I will be doing a video on the main channel when the build's all done, talking about my experience with this build versus the self-sourced one. We'll go over things like pricing, what the experience was like, and anything else that I think will be beneficial for anyone that's looking to build one of these, whether they're debating on self-sourcing or going with the LDO kit. But so far it's been great, and links will be down below in case you want to find out more. So let's see here. Let's go back to the unbox view. Pie is here. Yeah, I'm back, man. I had 1 slice of pizza. I grabbed another Dr. Pepper. I didn't finish the one earlier apparently, but I think I will need a little bit of a sugar kick. Let me go ahead here and quickly pull up chat on the other screen so that way I can see what you guys are saying. Let's see if I can figure out how to get back to the live. Nope. You in the live control room. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. I'm very happy with how much progress we've already made, though. This thing is I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, oh, like how much can we push it today? I was planning on, like, we've already gotten through everything I wanted to get through today, but the more we get done today, the further ahead we will be for the next stream. So, all right, let's go ahead and let's not waste any time. All right then. So let's go ahead and see here. I went ahead and got all the parts out, well, the printed parts out for this next portion. The end stop little piece, the little printed spacers. Figured I could at least do a little bit of prep because I had an hour break was actually a long time. Like when you've been kind of on it, you know, and streaming, to take an hour off, it's like, whew, what do I do with myself? Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up the guide again and get back to where we are. Boom, X-axis, screen, there we are. Jim says, you saved me on my anti-backlash nut. After watching your previous screen, I realized I totally installed it wrong. That is awesome. I mean, not awesome, well, yeah, it is awesome. I was gonna say not awesome that you almost installed it wrong, but awesome that it helps because, oh, excuse me. I had some issues originally with the anti-backlash, or at least that portion of it, because I didn't realize that there was 2 different sized anti-backlash nuts, and thankfully, when I was printing out the parts, not knowing what the LDO kit came with, I printed out both, and so I didn't have to end the stream and print out a part, which is awesome. But yeah, that makes me really happy. Carl is here. Hey Carl, how's it going? The hour break was perfect time to allow me to fix it. Super cool though. I'm really happy to hear that. So this part doesn't look too crazy. I say that, but we'll see how it goes. It's funny because on my Voron 0 that I've currently got, that I self-sourced and finished, this part is now carbon fiber nylon, this part is now carbon fiber nylon, and a part on the X-axis, which isn't shown here, is also carbon fiber nylon. And the reason I did that, which I've talked about, but I know that there's new people popping into the stream, and maybe you didn't see that, was I used Loctite on the first build for like everything. And apparently Loctite in ABS is a no-no. And so this part on the X-axis where that mounts on, where the mini afterburner goes, kept cracking, and I could not figure out what the hell the issue was. And so I eventually switched to carbon fiber nylon, and it worked great. It's still that, it's been working great. And then I noticed after I ended up swapping out some bearings and belts on my first build. I noticed that these had microscopic cracks in them as well. That wasn't causing issues yet, but of course having cracks in a machine is not good for its longevity or repeatability or anything like that. And so I swapped them out for carbon fiber nylon. Again, not really knowing that the Loctite was what was causing that issue, but nylon is way more chemical resistant in general. Like if you look at a properties chart of nylon versus ABS and different chemicals and how it reacts. So the Loctite didn't react with the nylon, but in this instance, I'm just not doing the Loctite and we're going with the ABS parts. So hopefully we won't run into any issues with that. So let's go ahead and do our heat inserts. Looks like we need 2, so 1 and 1, and probably I'd imagine since we're doing 2 sides, it's probably mirrored. Let's confirm that. Yeah, so let's do that really quick here. We'll go ahead and I'm actually gonna move the frame. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and move the frame out of the way completely for now. We just don't need it. Put it back on the ground. I feel bad placing it there, but all of my spaces are completely full. And then the soldering iron, which is on the ground from earlier. We need some more space in this place. Go ahead and place you there. Place the iron over here. Get you plugged in. Oh. Flip you on. You are heating up. Perfect. And then, oh man, this little clip thing is, let's move you a little bit. All right. Let's go ahead and, oh no, we froze. This camera is being really strange. I don't know whether it's an overheating thing or what. It feels like it kind of is overheating, which is really bizarre. It's unfortunate. Let me, yeah, I don't understand. It's like the nicest camera I have out of all of them, yet it's the one that's freezing. So let's go ahead and do the same thing I've been doing, which is open you up, deactivate, activate. You should be back. We are back. All right, cool, we are back. Awesome, so let's go ahead and take out the, actually let's switch. This is probably a better camera for this. Okay, let's go ahead and take out the brass inserts. We will only be needing 4, but let's take the whole thing out for now. All right, and we are going to be, so basically on these little pieces, there's 3 holes. One of them is going to be for the self-tapping screw. The other 2 do need brass inserts, so the outermost on both of these guys. So let's go ahead and let's do that real quick. Yeah, I know that so I did a live stream. I was on the Hot Makes live stream maybe a month ago now. Time flies. And that's when it actually turned off completely, the camera. And so I changed the setting because apparently by default it's very sensitive to, see like that, can you see it? Yeah, it's very sensitive to heat, which makes sense, heat destroys things. But I changed the setting to make it a little less sensitive to heat. But yeah, it's not liking it so much, so it's kind of a bummer. Oh, careful, I don't want to touch the other part. I have no idea how far I'm trying to get today, guys, just so you know. We're already past kind of where I was hoping we would get. And so now I'm just like, well, I've got the energy. Let's just see, how far we can go. It would kind of be cool to get done with all of the hardware, but I don't want to, oops. I don't want to make any promises because once I feel tapped out, I will have to call it, but I'm not there yet. And I really want to get this thing printing. Those look pretty freaking flush to me. Let's go and get dab more. Yeah, that looks good. Boom, 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 boom. Unplug. Get this out of the way. Okay. Screen. Okay, so we did that. Now let's go ahead and grab, looks like, which one is it? This guy? This guy. And then M3 by 25s. Got you, and then more shims and more shims and more bearings. Let's go ahead and switch back to side shot. We've got this guy. Let's take out, looks like we need 4 bearings. We're pretty much gonna use all the bearings right now anyway, so yeah, we are gonna use all the bearings. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we need 2 of the printed pieces. Then we need shims, which are, where are the shims? Where are you? Shims. And I'm gonna be paranoid again and count this out a bunch of times. So on one side, it is going to be shim, shim, drop, shim, bearing, bearing, shim, shim. I need to dump some of these shims out. They're kind of hard to, let's see, shim, shim, printed part. Then the other side is going to be the opposite, which is going to be starting off with a bearing instead of ending on the bearing. Then 2 shims, 1 and 2. Then we've got bearing, bearing, and end it with a shim and a shim, shim and shim. Yep, and then I'm going to just one more time check it. So I got two bearings, 2 plastic, it looks great. Then we've got spacer, 2 bearings and 2. Yep, everything is good on that. And let's see, screen. That looks good. So next we are going to grab one of the 2 pieces that we just did, which is this guy. Nope, that looks incorrect. Why does this look funky? Nope, that's right. Cool, okay, so we are going to basically, let's see. Side shot. This is one of the 2 that we just put the heat inserts to, is going to sit on top of this, and it's kind of easy to tell the direction. Basically, these 2 screws that we just put all the stuff through needs to line up with the brass inserts, and then the corner that has nothing in it needs to line up with the post. So I'm just going to do my best. I'm gonna grab actually this screwdriver and try to spin them in from the bottom. It's kind of awkward. Shit, I lost a shim. That's not good. It's interesting. It feels slightly off for some reason. Let's see. Let me get this in and then I'll analyze things a bit more. No, that's right, okay. Just takes a little bit to kind of get it going. All right, so we got those in. It just doesn't thread in crazy far. Like if you can see that at all. Like I would imagine that the screws, I would think that they would almost want to make it all the way to the end of the brass insert, but they only go in about halfway, it looks like. Let me just confirm. I didn't see any mention. Usually it says if you need to bottom out the heat inserts. And looking right here, it looks like the heat inserts, if that's what that's supposed to depict, look like they are just right below the surface, but yeah, it doesn't say anything about going all the way. So we're gonna leave it like that. I'm pretty sure that's how my first build was. And so then the last thing we need is just the M2 by 10, which is a self-tapping screw. M2 by 10, self-tap. This is long. This is longer than, did I lose? I think I lost. I don't know what happened to the Allen key from earlier. I had a little guy that probably is the one I need for this. It's okay, I'll find an alternative. So 2.5 millimeters still is good enough if you ask me. What are you referring to? I feel like I'm forgetting a conversation that we maybe had. Whoa. It's interesting. I was just looking at this part that I bolted together and it's like slightly skewed. It'll be fine like once it goes on the rail, but it's interesting that it doesn't want to fully align, but we'll leave it. Lisa's back. Hello, don't forget to like. Yes, please. All right, let's go ahead and get this self-tapping screw all the way in. It is perfect. Okay, that one's good. We'll leave that off to the side. And then we'll go back really quick to the screen. So I got the first one done. We're just gonna mirror the exact same thing we just did. So I'll put this off. We already did the heat inserts, so we can skip that. Then we need to grab M3 by 25s. Put those through the posts. And seriously, like I've said it earlier and I'll say it again, but like if you orientate, yeah, the part so that way it's the exact same direction as in this guide, it makes everything so much easier and like helps to really avoid any confusion. So I'm gonna go ahead and put back on the side. Let's see. Your M3 weld insert is 5 millimeters long, so you're halfway in, meaning about 6 to 7 turns. Oh, gotcha. Okay, okay. Yeah, I think it's fine too. I actually, I can't remember offhand, but I'm pretty sure on the first Voron that I built, it was the exact same way with those. It didn't go all the way in. Holy crap. The real Beaker just donated $100. Oh my, thank you very much. Holy cow. That is one, the first donation on this channel, and two, a very large amount. You definitely didn't have to do that. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I will put it towards something good for the channel. Awesome, man. Thank you. I really, really, really appreciate that. And I'm stoked again that that saved you some time. You're awesome. Thank you. Are you, by any chance, are you, Beaker, in the Discord and like that? I would like to at least send you off like some stickers or something like that. Do me a favor, shoot me a message, please, or something, man. Okay, we're doing the song. It's the shim shim bearing bearing shim shim spacer. Shim 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 bearing bearing shim shim spacer. Then we're going to do the exact opposite on the other one, which is going to be spacer shim shim. Then we've got bearing, bearing. These are the last two bearings, so hopefully you have no extra, or hopefully, I mean, I guess if you have extra bearings, that's fine, but hopefully you've used all your bearings because you should have at this point. And then I'm just triple checking my work again. Trust issues, I know. Bearing, 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 or shim shim, bearing, bearing, shim shim, spacer, spacer, shim shim, bearing. Yeah, we're good. Jim, I'm not in Discord yet. Yeah, please join or like let me get some way of getting a hold of you because I definitely, again, thank you very much for the donation, but I'd like to at least shoot you over like the patron stickers or something like that for helping support the content, man. All right, so we've got this, and then I'm assuming we are going to be doing the exact same as what we just did, which is, yeah, take the other one, bolt those in. They're probably only gonna bolt in halfway, but as we've established, that's probably sufficient. Yeah, so I don't need, let's see, side. So I'm just gonna try to like sandwich these and then go from underneath and at least get it a few turns in. Just be careful if you put them sideways like this. The first time I tried doing this, I had a shim pop out. Thank you for these streams. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad. I wasn't originally going to, like, I mean, streaming was something I'd planned on doing for quite a while, but I hadn't actually planned on streaming this build. It kind of was like a last-ish minute thing. Fabreeko had reached out and I basically said, like, don't rush getting one of these out to me because there's so much stuff I'm working on the main channel. And so I had a couple extra weeks to kind of get things set up, and I thought, like, let's just do it. I've done it once, let's see how it goes. So yeah, I'm glad that I ended up doing it too, and that, you know, it seems to be helping people. It's awesome. Yeah, definitely. If you are, I mean, even if you're not super big on Discord, it's a really awesome group of people in the ModBot Army Discord. It's grown quite a bit. I think there's like almost 600 people now, but it's still small enough where a lot of people kind of get to know each other, and it's really friendly. Like, the whole point that I had of it was like to create a place where people can kind of come and hang out outside of YouTube, because YouTube isn't like, YouTube's awesome for learning things, and I love, you know, that's like the main place where I'm at, but I dropped a screw. 1 second, here we go. I wanted to create a Discord just where it's like, if people had additional questions, they want to hang out, show off their projects, and like, the biggest thing is, like, I have a pretty big policy against BS. So like, if people are being rude to each other, there's like zero tolerance. So the like the atmosphere in the Discord has been awesome. Everyone's just been like so kind and helpful to each other, which is exactly what I had hoped for. So it'd definitely be cool to see what you're working on and, you know, get you kind of part of the conversation over there. Ooh, this is a tight screw compared to the first one. It definitely stripped a little bit, but I think I got it all the way in. Yeah, it's flush. Tighten this a couple more turns. We should add it to your YouTube channel so people can find it right from YouTube to join. Yeah, it's on the, is it not in the, can you check really quick to see if it's not in the description of this video? On the, like on my regular channel on Modbot, I know I have it in every video. I added it there just so, excuse me, if someone's browsing or I mention it, they can find it, but I don't know, this channel, I'm still trying to get everything dialed in, so it's possible I never added it. Okay, so we've got those done. Screen time. Next, we are gonna grab the A extrusion and the last, oh cool. So basically, I don't remember, let's see. There's 3 extrusions left. There's no holes in that one. No holes in that one. Okay, all the extrusions are the same. Okay, so we are going to grab, basically, it says to preload 2 M3 nuts on each side as well. So let's go ahead and go side cam. We've got our extrusion, and you should only have the same extrusions now, which is, there's no holes through it at all. It's for sure not, it's for sure not on this stream description. Okay, yeah, it should, I need to add it to the upload defaults. I will try my best to remember to do it right after the stream then. Okay, so we are going to take this, then we are going to slide in the last of the little linear rail, they're not really nut traps, but the last of these little linear rail pieces. And then we're gonna kind of just rinse and repeat what we did, Wednesday, not yesterday. Scissors are where? Over here. Thanks for letting me know, LSE. What do you prefer? I call you LSE more than Luminet. Do you prefer LSE or Luminet? It doesn't matter to me, whichever you prefer. But I know that I've been calling you LSE a lot. Okay, so last linear rail. It's also not in the About tab for your channel, just checked it. Okay. So we're gonna place the linear rail on top, and then we're going to move these little bumpers, if you will. One, in one, like so. Get rid of the trash. And then we are going to be using M2x6 button heads. Let's put you away. M2x6 button heads. And we need 6 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're not going to tighten them in, same as last time. We're just going to kind of start getting them going. Is this the right? Cool. So I'm just kind of sliding. I guess I am kind of screwing them all the way in, but then I'm backing them off one because we need to use the little centering printed pieces. And then we also need to make sure that it's we just don't tighten them all the way right now. At least make sure that it'll slide. Let's see, 1 and 1 and 1. Oh, come on. Come on. It's these little M2 screws that just kill me. I'm friggin' like fat finger all of them. They're really hard to grab onto. Doesn't matter, it's my company name. Olaf is my real name. Oh man, I love Olaf, the Frozen Snowman. Yes, I did even work for the company when the movie came out. That's awesome. I know there's a lot of people prefer, LSE is fine. LSE is short, but if you do prefer something else, just let me know. All right, so all screws are at least in. It still slides around, which is what we want. It also says to preload 2 nuts, which I guess we can do right now. Preload 2 nuts on each side. So we'll get the M3 nuts. We're getting low on these. Oh, I guess not really. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they need to go in the top as well, so let's go 1. Slide that in, at least a little bit. Slide the second one in, spin it around and do the same thing. Actually, let's do 1 second. Cool, all right. So, we have now got, let's see, back to screen. So we've got this slid in, we've got all of these screws kind of just gently in, they're not tightened yet. We preloaded 2 nuts here and 2 nuts here. And so now it's saying we need 25 millimeters from the end to where the linear rail starts. And I believe that's dead center, so it should be 25 on each side. But as long as you get one of the sides right, the other side will be 25 as well. So we will go back to side cam and we will go ahead and grab, good thing I didn't lose these guys. I'm just gonna grab these little centering or guides, if you will. We will place them right inside of the little bumpers, like so. And then I'm going to grab my handy dandy ruler and I'm going to measure 25 millimeters, which it was actually pretty close. It's 25 right there. We tighten one. Double check that nothing slid. That looks pretty damn perfect. Let's check the other side. Right on the money. Cool, so now that we've got our left and right aligned, we will go ahead and tighten up these screws. Monday, I get some Voron 1515 rails in to double check if that T-hammer nuts were flawless or not. Oh, sick. Did you, I think you sent me the link, right? Did you order those? Because the original link you sent me, I think was AliExpress, but you got those in way fast. Did you order those on Amazon? I think you sent me the link on Discord. I'm trying to, I haven't had a moment to like check all of the things, so I apologize. All right, screen. So we should be done with this. This is all good, linear rails. Oh, we also need to preload 2 of them on the bottom. It looks like the underside? Yeah, that's right, it is the underside. Okay, so let's go ahead and do side view. Okay, cool. Yeah, I might end up ordering them on Amazon just to see. Because if the price difference isn't very much, it might be something I'd want to recommend to people for the build. Just to have a few of them, you know, in case you do forget to preload, if there is the option. And then also, I'm probably going to be installing some LEDs into this Voron, similar to the other one I did. But I don't think I'm going to do that whole, excuse me, I don't think I'm going to do the whole utility belt mod, and so I might need to add some of those nuts in after the fact. So if that does work, then I might get a few of them as well. Okay, so we removed the little centering pieces, but keep these on so that way the rail doesn't pop off. And we're just going to flip it. And on the underside, we are going to put in 2 more of those nuts. I'm trying to think if I don't remember if you can actually use the no nut, or the nut, why can't I think what they're called? The nut traps. I'm not sure if we can use those right here. Let me, Ooh, that is tight. I might have to loosen that. I don't remember if there's enough. It looks like there is enough space. Yeah, well, we're gonna leave them. We'll be fine. Man, this one's freaking. It's really tight. DC earlier said, "Did you glue them? Did you glue them in place?" I have I think my bed on the other Voron is just a hair too close, and so the first layer kind of gets a little elephant's foot, and that's what's making these really tough to slide into place. Okay. Leave the screws loose. Okay, so let's go back to screen. Price was about $10.24, so not very cheap, but worth for, yeah, I mean, even, you know, like let's just say, you know, you build one of these and whether you source them yourself, I think the one I sourced myself was probably between $800 to $1,000, give or take. But even at this one, this LDO kit that's 650 bucks, like to spend an extra $10 and just have a few of those isn't a bad idea if it means the difference of, you know, not having to tear down your whole build. Okay, so we preloaded on the bottom. Now it's saying to slide in the ends, which I'm gonna have to loosen them. There's no way that those are sliding in as is. And then we're going to use M3x12s on the top, but don't tighten them because we'll need to be able to slide them ever so slightly. And then M3x6 on the bottom. So let's go ahead and go side cam. Again, I'm actually going to loosen these guys. We will be retightening them once it's in place, but just right now it's causing the plastic to be near impossible. Yeah, let's loosen at least a couple turns. Yeah, it feels better. Okay, and so linear rail on top, like so, and then we want it to be, so this is the left side. God, that is a tight, hold on. There we go. That was aggressive. I need a little Allen key. Hey, Zerant. Yeah, we came back probably like half an hour ago. We made some progress, like we're getting close on the X. Hey, Mudchop. It's going good, dude. Just trying to, oops, we already got done with everything that like was initially on my plan for today's stream. But you know how it is. You start on a project, then all of a sudden it's like, you just kind of want to make more progress on it. So I guess that's kind of where I'm at. But it's been going really good. Knock on wood. Just trying to get, this piece is really tight. Cool, that should be good. Except the bottom is not lined up. Just getting these little nuts lined up is a little bit of a, oh no, I think I scratched it. A little bit of a pain. We are cooking and I announced it on Discord too. Oh, sick, thanks man. I appreciate that. Yeah, this inside of this rail, once I get it in place, I am definitely not gonna wanna move it very much because it is a pain. Okay. All right, so on the bottom side, it takes an M3x6, M3x6. And it says don't over tighten, or don't tighten them because we do need to be able to adjust them in a little bit. So I'm just gonna make sure that it goes into those nut traps. Cool, and I'm gonna back it off a little bit. And then for the top, we need M3 by 12s. M3 by 12s. Same thing, just we're gonna tighten them. I'm gonna tighten them all the way for a second. Oh, please tell me that it's aligned. Yeah. Okay, so we're tightening it, and then I'm gonna back off a little bit on it. So it's tight. Let's go ahead and loosen it. Let's go ahead and loosen it. But these two on the end, I loosened just so that way I can get it to slide on the rail because of how tight it was. We're gonna tighten those down all the way. I don't want those, I don't wanna forget that and then have an issue with my bearings later. All right, cool. So we got one done. Now we're going to go to the opposite side. It's basically do the exact same thing. So let's try, I'm gonna start off by loosening these two on the outside again, just because again, it seems that when they're fully tightened down, the plastic does not want to budge at all. Are you gonna build a Voron mod shop? It feels like right up your alley. Actually, God damn. All right. There we go. It's actually not bad. Okay, that looks perfect. It looks pretty damn good. So let's try again. So the bottom side, it only takes one. It's an M3 by 6. So we'll go ahead and drop that in. I'm still using the Robo 3D from time to time. Not much space in the shop these days for much extra. Even something as small as that. I thought you had something other than a Robo. That's old school. Which Robo? Like the Robo, like the R1 or R1 Plus from back in the day? Are you still using, because you had the MPCNC and the K40, you still have both those? M3 by 12s. That's interesting. I just realized, okay, so it tripped me out. So on the other side, if you look, there's only like one of the two is recessed, and so that's the one that M3 by 12 needs to go into. Don't thread anything into that right now. That's actually where this little adapter guy, I believe, is going to go, if I remember correctly, for the end stop, or for the screw for the end stop for the x-axis. So don't thread anything into that one. But on the other side, they all are recessed, and so you would do screws on both sides. Robo, oh, and a DaVinci. And yeah, the R1 Plus, yeah, still both. I don't use them as much as I'd like, but I have used the K40 for prototyping PCBs. Nice. Are you still working 100% for yourself, doing your own thing, or are you up to other stuff? What's up, Matt? I took a break, so I can't fully say it goes on and on, but it has been a pretty long stream today. We streamed from 12 to 3:15. Then we took a break from 3:15 to 4:30, and then we've been back for a little while now. I don't know, it's been going so well. It has been going so well that I just don't want to stop. And I have actually a little window. Erin usually works mornings like 9 to 3 or 9 to 4, but tonight she's working from 4:30 till 10:30. So I gotta take advantage of like thinking about, you know, what else am I gonna be doing? Like I can't do any video stuff other than scripting because I got a loud print going here and a loud print going over there. So I was like, yeah, let's just build. So far I am loving it. I am absolutely loving it. Part of it is definitely that LDO makes it a lot easier because they give you all the tools, and there's just some things in here which I can go over a little later, I guess, that make it a lot easier. And then two also is just that like I'm taking my time and I've learned from my mistakes. Like I made a full video on the Voron 0, I don't know if you saw it, but it's basically says like mistakes were made, and most of the video is just me going over all the things I screwed up on in hopes that some of those things would prevent others from screwing up as well. And so taking into account those things and just, you know, step by step, it's been going knock on marble or wood really smoothly. So I'm very happy about that. Been slammed with 360 orders. That's awesome, dude. Do you know what most people are using the modded 360s for? Are they just like playing through games off the hard drive, or are they using them for emulators, or what are they doing primarily? Will you put an Nevermore into this one too? I actually didn't even do the Nevermore in the first one, so I don't know. The only thing I've got is I've got the preloaded nuts, and I believe I still have the printed parts. I hope I do. I don't know offhand right now, but yeah, I just I have not installed it yet. No. I would like to. I just need to order the activated carbon really, and then the fan for it. So we'll see. It's a maybe. I don't know. I don't want to say for certain because I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so we got this, we got that. Verify assembly. So we just need to double check. Let's see, looking at it this way, that on the left side the bearing is on top, and the right side it is on the bottom, which I can show you guys to make sure you see. But basically, if this is facing you, which like the flat side is away from you and the kind of angled side is towards you, you want the bearing to be on the top on the left side and the bearing to be on the bottom on the right side. Just double check that. And then also it says side view. Cool, yeah, looks good. Next we get to place it. Awesome. Will you put an Evermore in? Oh, college football mod is the reason for so many sales recently. They haven't made an NCAA games 2014, and this group of modders has been essentially updating all. Oh, wow. You know what? I follow Mr. Mario on YouTube, of course, still, and I did see something about like NCAA or football, and I didn't fully understand it. I figured it was something like the, oh gosh, the original like mod for the Nintendo Switch, where there was the game, or was it the 3DS? 3DS, I think. You put in the game, then use the QR codes. I thought it was something like that. I didn't realize that it's actually because people are playing that. Like the stream in the background as I watched Alan X print for a beetle weight robot. Interesting. Is it like beetle weight robot? What? I don't know what that is. Is it like a fighting robot type thing? And you saw that there's a HEPA filter for the top hat, so you left the backside on the top panel out and put a. You left the backside. Oh, interesting. I don't think I have seen the HEPA filter. HEPA, I would imagine, is better than carbon, because usually with HEPA, isn't carbon part of it, or am I incorrect in that statement? Okay, let's grab the Voron, which is on the ground. I don't know, Mod, I don't know how far you saw that we were along when we were building this yesterday, or 2 days ago, but we've definitely made some progress, man. Like, we're getting close to, after we put this on, running the belts and then working on the extruder / hot end, and then it's pretty much just electrical after that, if I'm not mistaken. So we've definitely made some really good progress, but it's taken time. I have to see. I think we've been streaming, in total this build so far has been 4 hours, 7 hours, 8, maybe 8-ish hours so far. So it's taking a little time. We're going slow and steady. Okay. So next we are going to be placing, and the reason why, so you want these loose, like, oh, hold on. Like this should be able to slide out. Yes. And this one should also be able to slide out. Yes. Yeah, we're going, all right, so we're going to place this in with the bearings. You want the bearings facing towards you. I wonder if I should turn off I feel like autofocus might be screwing it up a little bit. And so we are going to place this on there. At this point, actually, I am going to take out, I never took out the little stoppers for the linear rails. Let's take that out so it can slide all the way. We don't need these anymore. Okay. Put you the link to the mod. Oh, cool, thank you, sounds great. All right, so we've got it placed. Okay, so next it basically just wants us to take the M2x6 flatheads and bolt it to the linear rails. And I guess I'm not gonna really center anything right now either. I'm just gonna bolt them in, we'll go from there. What did I say, M2x6 flatheads, right? Yeah. God, these are so freaking small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think, let me see if I can use this screwdriver. I don't even know if I have a, I don't know if I have a bit that's that small, but I might. It's actually too small. I think I'm missing it, unless this fits, but I have a feeling it doesn't. It does, oh my God, yes. Okay, so I'm going to tighten these in. Let me know if the autofocus is getting annoying on this camera. I can adjust it or turn it off if needed. But basically just screwing. I actually don't, did that even? Oh yeah, we're in, okay. I'm not fully torquing them in, like I put that one in pretty tight, but I'm not going to clamp anything down until I get them in on both sides. I know, autofocus is killing me right now. Let me see, let me manual focus it. Manual. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Thanks for letting me know. That's why I could kind of tell. Okay, we got those in. Not super tight, but at least in. Then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, which it's gonna be hard for me to get my wrist in like this and show you guys on camera. Yeah, that'll work. I can go like that, cool. Kind of like how you put them in diagonally. Most would just put them in without thinking about it. Oh, yeah. When you've screwed up as many things as I have by torquing incorrectly, you start to think about things a little bit more. But yeah, I definitely, anytime there's like more than two, I always try to go diagonally just to be safe, or make sure everything's torqued in kind of evenly. That wasn't always the case. Sorry, I had to stop my printer from catching fire from a failed print. Oof, yeah, no worries. The BeetleBot is a 3-pound BattleBot. That's freaking awesome. Do you actually compete with it? I would imagine, like, I mean, I kind of have mixed feels about it. Like, cause part of me would be so attached to my bot that I wouldn't want to risk it getting damaged, but then it's like, kind of also part of me would be like, well, you were designed to kick ass and destroy bots. So like, you know, I don't know. Part of me would just want to look at it and like show it off, but then part of me would also be like, yeah, well, you're a BattleBot. And luckily, if it's 3D printed, granted, I know you said I think Nylon X, so it's not exactly cheap or necessarily the easiest to print, but you could always print out replacement parts. Yeah, they have events that are brackets. That's cool. Yeah, me and Aaron were watching BattleBots, or I don't know if it's called BattleBots, but Discovery Channel has something that's like BattleBots, and we were watching that for a bit, and man, it was really cool. That's true, that's true. You can rebuild it, so you will have stuff to tinker with. Just sometimes they get so jacked up, that it just like, I don't know. Like when I think about building a Voron, even if I can rebuild it, would I want to put my Voron on wheels with blades? Like, I don't know, it just, you know? I get it, like, I mean, I know it's part of it, like, it's the competition, it's the sport of it, I totally get that aspect, but I just, like, I don't know, I think I get too attached to, a lot of the things that I spend a lot of time on. Okay, so I haven't actually tightened anything yet. Does it say to tighten it? No, okay, so don't tighten anything yet. Okay, I am going to actually go back, though, and tighten these. I didn't tighten these. All of those that were in are not tightened. They're just in. Okay, let's go ahead and tighten them. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's do the same to the other side. Actually, I'm gonna need that part in like 2 seconds, and I will not be able to find it because it's under... Oh, there's the Allen key I was looking for earlier. Okay, so let's tighten this side. I really like the way this black on the purple looks. Put a chainsaw on your Voron. Ultimate Voron mod. It cuts, it prints, it cuts some more. Because people make like 50% of their weight a spinning weapon of death, so it gets spicy. Yeah, it's insane, dude. I get like, you know, if like, oh, okay, your bumper got a little dented, like in a car, you know, like it's a fender bender, like, all right, well, I guess I can, you know, go get the bumper popped out or whatever. But man, some of those bots are just like, they get so jacked up. Oh, it's sliding so nicely. It's not straight, clearly, but we will fix that momentarily. Okay, and then the last thing we need to do is, well, last thing for this section, is grab this little guy, and we need an two M3 by 16s. Yeah, so M3 by 16 and M3 by 16, and then it's pretty easy to see this, but one of the holes is going to be bigger than the other, and the one with the larger hole is the one that goes downwards, and the one with the smaller hole is the one that you're actually going to be putting the other M3 by 16 into, and that's for your end stop, so you can adjust that as needed. And so you want to use the smaller hole for that one, so that way it doesn't just slide through. How about a shotgun with a shortcut barrel? Jeez. All right, so I wonder if top-down view might work for this decently. Ooh. Yeah, just wish it wasn't so shaky. I don't know. I don't know what I can do to fix it other than like replace the arms. Okay, so M3 by 16 is what I said, 2 of them. M3 by 6, M3 by 12. There. I should throw these on the magnet mat. Yeah, it's way better. Of course. Okay. Oh, you better go. You better go. Oh, I'm gonna be frustrated. I know I had it lined up. Don't. It is lined up. Man, all right, 1 second. Sorry, keep forgetting that if I lean forward, my scalp literally covers the entire camera. Yes, we did it. Whoa. Okay, so that is in, and then we just need to thread this one in, and it doesn't need to go in very far. We can adjust it later. It's just for the x-axis end stop. That should be good for now. Basically, I just have it sticking out a bit. Let's see if I go unbox. Yeah, you can see that. So I basically have it where just the end of that screw sticks out ever so slightly. But when the afterburner homes, it's going to slide to the side and the trigger will hit that. So you can always adjust that later. But just make sure it doesn't fall out, obviously. That's, I think, the biggest concern right now. All right, so we're done with that page. And then the next page is basically square the gantry. And it says to move it up all the way against the AB motors so that way, excuse me, it is parallel to that. And that will help to make sure that it's aligned. And then we need to tighten the screws, which there's the 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom, and then 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom. Well, you can't really adjust one of the top ones. It's fine. And then also, one thing I recommend doing is, let me see if I can show you guys this kind of easier. Unbox cam. Yeah, this will do. So the gap between the end of this linear rail and this printed part, and the gap between the end of the linear rail and this printed part, I try to visually make sure that that gap is equal. So like right now, it's a little bit more to the left. So since it's loose right now, you basically just slide it. Well, depends on how tight yours is, but with mine, I can kind of slide it. It helps, it depends on how, actually mine won't slide very much. I just thought about it because I have the, because I tightened that one screw for the end stop, it's going all the way down, so mine won't slide. But if you want to make sure that this linear rail is centered, I mean, mine's, it's gonna bug me actually. Son of a gun. All right, I'm gonna redo it. So I'm gonna take this off really quick. It'll only take a second or two. I just wanna make sure my linear rail is like as center as possible. Right, the music, I love this. So it's the Stream Beats, which huge shout out to Nero. He's the one that has talked about them. But they have a bunch of different genres, and okay, so I'm loosening this guy. So now that I'm loosening this guy, now it should be able to slide. That was the only one that was tightened out of them all. So let's see now. It's still very stuck. Oh no, that's that is, what am I saying? That is definitely sliding it. Okay, that looks pretty damn good. So basically at this point, you don't want this like, if you see mine has a little bit of slop to it. So what I usually do is I back it up a little and then kind of give it a little bit of a, like tweak it a little bit, I guess, and then try it again. And now mine's gone. Yeah, now mine's perfect. So I just, if it's like going towards one direction more, you kind of just take it back a little, then sort of tweak it in that direction, and the main thing is when you push it up against these AB motors, you don't want any slop. You want it to be perfectly flat, which is what mine now is. So at that point, I can go ahead and tighten, start off with the top two. So I don't know if the top V is really that good. Yeah, I can show you guys, and then I'll go to there. So this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and then the one on the bottom on each side. Then we'll go unboxing. To be honest, I really like Nero's vids and streams. I remember the third stream where he was just sorting screws, was still entertaining. I like Nero a lot, man. I think he's a good dude. I don't know him on a personal level, like most of our interactions are just Twitter convos, but for as much as you can possibly know somebody from just their online presence, like he just seems like a good dude, man. And he, like you said, he's smart. I definitely am. I am a fan. He just, like, I don't know, he just likes to help people. He's entertaining. Seems like a good dude. If it wasn't so far away in Canada, then I'd be like, hey man, let's grab a beer and talk 3D printers. All right, that's still good. Pretty damn smooth. It is pretty smooth. All right, and then we also, don't forget, there's one on the bottom on each side that needs to be tightened, which might be easier if I drop the bed. Yeah, now I can get my hands in. Come on. Why is this one being a jerk? There we go. It's beautiful. I feel very good about that. He's a humble guy. If you think how long he didn't want to get affiliated or get a Patreon stuff, the viewer had to push him to do it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he definitely is. Okay, so now we are going to be putting the end stop screw back in here, the one I took out, just so that way we can make sure that everything was squared and centered. But yeah, this is looking really good. I'm very happy. Sick. All right, end stop is in. It's probably about the time that I say, don't forget to hit the like button, pretty please, to support the stream. I appreciate you all. Okay, let's go ahead and share the screen again. So we went ahead and pushed it up against the gantry. We tightened the screws. Cool, now it's time to, yes, Time to put those little top bars on. Probably start drinking water. Yeah, sadly most people who watch Americans are Canadian. Getting a meet and greets is hard. Yeah, I've actually never gone to meet and greet. The coolest thing I think I got to do was I got to go to Murph in 2017 or 18, and I got to meet Chuck, who got into 3D printing right around the same time as me in 2014, and I got to meet Joel, and I got to meet Chris Riley and James from Print and Play, and quite like a handful of people. That was a lot of fun. Fastest I've had my Voron at is probably between 150 to 200 millimeters a second. On average, I'm running it at about 150, 125, 150. So not insane, but a lot faster than what all of my standard Voron, I mean not Voron, standard like Crealities and stuff are normally ran. Prior to doing this Voron stuff, the typical print speed I was printing around was like 60 millimeters a second. So a lot faster than what I'm used to. So who do you recommend getting a Voron kit from? So if you're going to go the kit route, I would say that based off of what I've seen during my own research and my experience with this, and from what Nero has said, that the LDO kit seems to be the only way to go, really. As far as like quality goes, depending on what you want to do, right? Like how much you want to swap out and stuff like that. LDO kit. Yeah, and I mean, the only person I've really talked to or know of that sells them in the States is Fabreeko, which sponsored this one, and he's been awesome. I mean, if you have any questions prior, I would say reach out. He's super active on Discord, and like I can probably have him just message you on Discord, the owner of it, but it's a small business out of, I believe, Florida, and he's just a rad person that really loves 3D printing, and so you definitely get that vibe when you talk to him about 3D printing stuff. So these guys would be my recommendation. They've been awesome. They've been really great to me, and hopefully I'll be able to do a lot more stuff with them. Chuck is awesome, dude. It's always weird meeting someone like an online person that you have talked to for a long time, you know, in real life, just because like people act different in person than online. And like, even myself, I am very social and goofy, but when I first meet someone, sometimes like I'm kind of quiet until like I get a little comfortable. And so, but yeah, Chuck was like exactly how I had hoped he'd be, which is just rad. And like, just Chuck, dude, like he's a good dude. It's your fault I bought a DaVinci. Hey man, the DaVinci is the gateway printer, dude, of 2014 and 2015. It got me here, and you still have it, so it can't be that bad. Get an LDO kit or source your stuff yourself. Everything on AliExpress is crap. Yeah, it's kind of what I've heard, is that like, it's hit or miss. Like, I mean, again, depending on like what's the most important, if you're trying to go just as inexpensive as possible, you can find cheaper kits than the LDO kit. But the concern I have is like, this is quite an involved build. And so it's like, if you're missing parts or have parts that don't align with the BOM, or the quality's poor, like it can be very, very frustrating, and that'd be my biggest concern. Like, I think that from the price difference I've seen, which is like maybe $100-ish more for this kit over the other kits, I would absolutely say it's worth it. I started with the Robo 3D. Yeah, the Robo was the only other main machine I remember from back when I was getting into 3D printing in like 2014, was like seeing those Robos around. I will find out soon. In all fairness, I never had the issues other people had. Granted, it's got E3D hot end, but I could fire that thing up right now and still get great prints. Yeah, mine was a POS out of box, but once I flashed it, or like once I board swapped it and I threw in a V6, I think it was a clone, but you know, like a V6 clone back then, it did me pretty good for a couple of years. AliExpress, you need to check with company or wholesalers behind it, and also send them to a shipping forwarder, or you pay too much on shipping. Still great printer. Yeah, Robo did pretty good with it. Like their R1 was super popular back then. What was I gonna say? Brain farting really hard right now. I think I was gonna say that they ever like bit the bullet after that. Did you ever switch the DaVinci to Marlin? No, it was running Repetier host firmware. I never went to Marlin. It worked really well with the Repetier firmware. Did everything I needed. It, you know, basically unlocked it where I could use any filament, and I didn't have to use their XYZ wear slicer, which I just didn't like. So if you want to get as cheap as possible, source the stuff one by one. I don't know that that's the case anymore, Zerant, because I sourced it myself and it was insanely expensive compared to this. When I was talking about it in like a chat or like Voron group with Nero, he said that because of shortages and like supply chain stuff, everything has gotten more expensive. So he said it's not nearly as efficient to source it all yourself anymore. I mean, maybe. I definitely could have done a better job of like really shopping around, but my self-sourcing was very expensive, and a lot of this stuff came from AliExpress. Okay, let's see. So we need to grab the last two extrusions we have. I threw down here. And then we need to preload some more stuff. So outside needs 3 nuts, inside needs 2 nuts on both of them. So let's go ahead and do that. I must have put it back. Why do I keep doing that? So we need 10 more of these nuts? Jeez. I don't really have, most of the squares have popped out in the last ones. Let's see. I think Lisa's from the States. Did you read the second part of my last message? Oh, they started to make their own parts that are inexpensive and good quality. No, I'm sorry. I did not. I read up to the smiley face and then got distracted. My R1 is 32-bit now. I have upgraded the shit out of it. It also has aluminum bed with polypropylene. With a polypropylene printing surface. How, do you print a lot of polypro, or is that surface worked pretty well for you for other materials? Because usually like polypro, which is essentially like what's in a lot of packing tape, that's what I used in the video I made on how to print polypro was packing tape as the build surface, which works well. The only issue I had was that when the bed got hot enough, the adhesive like that's on that packing tape isn't rated for it, so it was kind of starting to warp with it. 1232, 1232, cool. Dude, we're almost out of M3 nuts. Now I'm in the US and East Coast. Only thing I've saved on the 124, I built from Zolotech. Wait, only thing I saved on the 112, I built from Zolotech, and I had the machine frame myself. Oh, wow. What did you have the frame from? Just like a previous project? Whoa, I'd like to see that. Fun fact, the guy who's running Fermio is from a local area here in Germany. Polypropylene is great. Interesting. Where do you get your polypropylene sheet? Okay, so I'm just going to, like this picture shows, it says preload 3 on the outside, 2 on the inside, 3 on the outside, 2 on the inside. So all I'm going to do is exactly that. So 3 on the outside, which there really is no outside right now because they're not on the printer yet, but I'm gonna treat this as the outside. Don't you dare crack. Don't crack on me. Okay, 3 on the outside. And I said 2 on the, oh, just dropped my nut. 2 on the inside. We did it. Okay. Let's rinse and repeat. 3 on the outside. Oh, come on. There we go. 3 on the outside, 2 on the inside. Perfect. And now we are going to just drop them on top. Let's go to different camera, unbox cam. I'm just gonna drop these on top. Oh, that's kind of, it's like a real tight fit. Let's see. Nope, I don't want to screw that up. Fuck. Fudge. There we go. Man, that is tight though. Oh God. Oh, I'm sorry, frame. Or I guess plastic, the frame is fine. That is a tight, tight drop. There we go. Whew. Whew. That's tight, yeah. Freaking broke a sweat. Tell me okay, I did 3 on the outside to the inside? Yes. I was gonna be a little upset if I put it on wrong. Wow, this one's like not tight at all. Perfect. Okay. Oh, I would have cried. I would have cried if it would have cracked. Not real tears, but on the inside. Oh, Jacob, sorry, I missed your message, man. Hi, Mom, I've been watching your vids for a while now, thinking of building a Voron 2.4. 2.4 is like awesome, man. Out of every other Voron, the 2.4 was definitely like the one that I was really wanting to build as well from the beginning. I'm at the point now where like I'm intrigued in all of them, the Switchwire, the Trident, and the 2.4, but 2.4 looks rad. I know that a couple of my buddies sourced and built 2.4s, and they seem to be going awesome. 2.4 looks great. What size would you be doing? I think there's, if I remember, I know there's 3 and 350. I think it's, what is it, 250, 3 and 350 are the 3 sizes? Why is the rail raised in the back? Raised in the back? Where am I? Why is it, what is selective it cracked? Raised in the back. Don't know what you are referring to. Is it the linear rail, maybe? I don't know. I feel like it all makes sense. I did the 300 by 300. Nice. Yeah, the 300 by 300 to me is the sweet spot. 2.4 is a prestige model. If you want a good Voron, hit a Trident. It's easier to maintain and lower in the cost, but with the same print quality. What is a prestige model? What does that mean? When I think of prestige, I think good, but then you say if you want a good Voron, get a Trident. I think 300 by 300 millimeters. Yeah, 300 by 300 to me is like the sweet spot. Saying like, why is it raised? I think it's just showing like that it's going to be going in there, right? And then, unless you're talking about mine specifically, everything looks fine. Don't freak me out, man. Okay, so then we need 3 by 10s in the front, 3 by 10s in the, so both sides basically. So front into the rail, back into the rail, and then we're done with that. So 3 by 10s. The side rail is raised on mine. Doesn't look raised to me. Could it be possibly the camera? We'll see. Everything seems great on mine. I don't Don't scare me, please. Oh, the right. Yeah. The right one's not right. Well, I don't think it's raised per se, but it's a little bit looser. I think once I bolt it in right now, I think it'll all be fixed. But it is a little bit interesting that it's looser. But I've got no wobble. I've squared the frame. Like I don't know. M3 by 10. Let's go to the back side and tighten this. With Prestige, I mean, it looks better because of the flying gantry, but it's more expensive for the quality that it produces because the V-Trident does the same quality for lower cost. Gotcha. I do think though, like, there's some definite, this looks like it needs to be a little closer. There's some definite like sex appeal to the 2.4. The way the gantry trains itself, like it's definitely like, it might be partially just cool factor, but it's so cool. Just my eyes most likely. Maybe. Hopefully not. I mean, hopefully. I mean, I don't hope you have eye problems, but I hope that there's no issues with this. Are you gonna try the Tiny M? I don't know. I don't know that I'm going to try the Tiny M. Just because, I don't know, like after building 2 Voron Zeros, it's a lot, you know? Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to roll at anything. If I start looking into it and I'm like, ooh, then a kit comes out or someone's willing to, you know, like sponsor a channel build, then maybe. But it's definitely not on my, like, it's not on my list right now as far as, you know, things I've got to do. But maybe, I won't roll it out. Just because the flying gantry is hard to maintain. The Tiny M is the one that's basically a like a mini Trident. No. The Tiny M is the one that's basically a Voron 0, but it has the flying gantry, right? Like it's like a 2.4 and a Voron 0 that had a child. If I'm not mistaken, that is what the Tiny M is. I get them all mixed up because I haven't looked into them all that much, other than the occasional video that gets sent to me. I know at the end of my journey, I will have every Voron here, even the Legacy. Didn't the Legacy become the Trident, or no? The Tiny M is a modded Voron. Looks like, yeah. All right. So we are done with that. Now it's freaking belt time. Are you serious? That's crazy. I can't believe we are on the belts. So it's belt time, and then it's mini afterburner? Hey, no, bedtime. Okay. I'm going to take a 5-minute break and run to the restroom, and then we're gonna continue for at least another hour, maybe hour and a half. I'm gonna take my mic off so that way it's not tied to me. I'm gonna take down my earbud. I'm gonna mute my mic, and I'll see you guys in 5 minutes, all right? 5 minutes. My goal in the next like 30 days is to get a BRB/intermission or like starting soon screen put together, even if I just do it myself and it's not that great, just because I feel like that's what's missing here when I take a break. So I will see you guys in just a sec. And we back. Talking to myself. I said I did wash my hands. Fabreeko sells parts. It is based off Voron 0 people that have 22 extrusions laying around. Oh wait, it uses 2020 extrusions. The man, I might have to reach out to Fabreeko about that. I also had requests in my last stream to build the clone of the Prusa Mini, and I know that Fabreeko has those. All right, y'all. Let's carry on, but let's take a brief second to look at. I'm very proud of the progress we made today. When we started today, we just had a frame, and now we've got the AB motors on, we've got the idlers on, we've got these we got the X carriage on, we've got the Z lead screw on. Like we've done incredible so far. So I do want to take a moment to just acknowledge that I am very happy with what we've done. Okay, belt time, right? So let's find the belts. They are going to be fasteners, electronics, tool head and motion. Nope. Yes. Okay, Voron printers use a belt pad based on the popular QRXY. The individual belts are stacked on top of each other, and the crossing often found in a QRXY design is omitted. Compared to many other implementations, models are moved. Equal belt length is important. We recommend to run one belt to get the required length. Remove the belt from the printer. Cut it the exact size. Someone told me that they provide you with twice the amount of belt that you need. Is that true? Because if it's true, I am going to cut this in half and then cut it in half again and use that as the starting point. But I also don't want to screw myself and do that if that's not the case. It seems like a lot of belt. See, it needs to go here, it needs to go there, I almost want to say that I definitely can cut it in half and then half again. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to cut this in half because clearly it's at least enough for that. And then we will kind of like dummy route one to see whether it looks like we can cut it in half again. It looks like there's a ton, like this is an absolute, let's go face cam. This is an absolute, like, this is so much belt for this little printer. I can't even, trying to get like the halfway point, but I don't even know if I can. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna chop it. And we will drop one in the box. And then we will attempt to route. Okay, so one of them needs to go basically, let's just see. I'm pretty sure someone told me that there is enough for two. Okay, so I'm not fully routing it correctly right now. I'm just checking for length. So let's see, it goes like that. And it goes like that, it needs to go around there, which would then go around there. Oh God, I feel like I can cut it in half again. I'm just gonna be so pissed if I can't. Okay, let's just route it. Okay. Okay, all right. Sorry, I'm thinking measure twice. Yeah, I know. It's just because these are Gates belts though, which are a little bit more expensive, and I just don't it'll break my heart, you know what I'm saying? It'll break my heart. So let's try to route it. So one of them that goes, start it on the motor actually. Let's do top view maybe? Yeah. Sorry, it'll be shaky because top camera's on stilts. All right, and this goes around, and then it needs to go through. I can't remember who told me that this has enough to cut it in twice. Cut it in twice, that's not what I meant. You know what I meant. Cut it in half twice. Okay, so then this one needs to go. I dropped my super glue. Okay, I feel like there's totally enough to cut it in half again. There's absolutely enough to cut it in half again. All right, we're doing it. And if I'm wrong, I will order more Gates belts and I will cry and we will remember this. But I don't see how there can't be. And we want these to be the exact same length. So that way, let's see, let me cut this right there. All right, we can't go back now. I ran the same wax, but my oh, it was falling apart. Okay, let's try this again. If they do give you twice the amount of belt that you need, that's pretty freaking cool. Cause this is good belt. Like this is premium belt. If you guys want a different camera too, just let me know. I feel like for the sake of running this, since it's kind of a lot going on in the back, this is probably the best angle. Let's see, let's get this one to go through. Come on, belt. There we go. It's looking good. All right, let's do the second belt now. No, don't say that. Don't you say that. Don't say that. Let's go to the other side. Yeah, I'd be super sad Wait, did I goof? Nope, not this time. I find it easiest to start with the belts around the actual toothed idler to get that kind of weight. Also, make sure you do it the right way. I'm doing it right backwards. It just seems easiest to do that first, and then once you get it to slot around that, it's easy to kind of route it the rest of the way. Okay, that one should be good. One's good. This one needs to go around the back and go around the bottom and then go around the bottom. Should be good. I mean, it looks ugly because I need to get it all tightened up, but it's there. Although they're not the exact same length, which is weird. Oh, it's because I've got funky stuff happening in the back. Okay, let's start off by not worrying about that for a second and just getting the next printed part. At least they're ran. Yeah, so I actually, I was going to go with a black frame, Justin. Is your name Justin? It took me this long. Gates run you about $8 for 5 meter. Huh. I think I paid more for my gates, man. On AliExpress. I might have not done, I might not have shopped around enough. Yeah, I was originally gonna do black. I wanted just black with carbon black ABS and a little bit of gray because my other Voron 0, which is on my desk, has a lot of color, but right before I got it sent out, okay, that's hilarious. That's funny, man. It seems so apparent to me now. But before I got it sent out from Fabreeko, they said, you know, hey, are you sure you want black? And then he sent me the photo of the purple frame, and I'm like, ugh, that was the only other color that I was debating on getting. And I'm very happy that I went with it. Okay, so we need to do some heat inserts. Cool. So I actually printed out, let's move, for a second here, I'm going to move the Voron back to its place on the ground. Sorry, Voron. I actually printed out 2 of those parts because on my last build, I had issues with this part. And so in case one cracked, I wanted to have a spare. And I'm pretty sure they're both in the same material. Yeah, these are definitely the same material. Okay. Yep. Okay. And then we need heat inserts. Is that the piece that broke? Yeah, this is the piece that broke a ton last time. It was, watch. So these are the 4 screws that go into the X-axis linear rail, and that's where it kept breaking almost every single time. The reason though I believe that kept happening was because I was using Loctite, and Loctite and ABS is a no-go. And so that's why when I switched to carbon fiber nylon on the other build, I ran out, there's no more issues because nylon is way more, or way less reactant to many chemicals. So I don't think I'll have issues this time. Again, I think that they were self-inflicted, like most issues I feel are. I just didn't know. I didn't know. I haven't printed a ton with ABS, at least in a lot of years. And when I was printing a lot with ABS, it was not for, it wasn't for assemblies where I was using like Loctite and things like that, so. Zeron didn't subscribe, dude. How is this channel ever gonna grow? Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, apparently Loctite and ABS is a no-go. What was I gonna say? Oh, thank you, Lisa. I actually didn't. I didn't see your message. Yes, please like the stream if you have not. LSC has another material or another thing that you can use other than Loctite that supposedly works fine. So he probably can post it in chat. I don't remember what it was called offhand, but if you did want to use something, you can go for that. But yeah, for the LDO build, the only thing that has Loctite on it is the grub screws for the motors and the like toothed idlers, because it's metal on metal, so you don't have to worry about that. Why does it look so like it's focusing on all the wrong things? Okay, so we're going to be installing these two, and then we're going to be installing this one right here. So I'm going to do my best to seat these. Oops. Try not to burn my finger while I do this. It totally collapsed. Huh. It collapsed the hole a little bit. Interesting. I'll have to clear that out in a second here. I wonder why. None of the other ones I've done today did. It's interesting. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that on camera. I didn't use it after, and I've been fine. You see that hole? It's like completely caved in. So I'm gonna get an M3 screw in a second here and push that through. No, you should be fine. Oh yeah, nail polish. Clear nail polish apparently works really well. And Permatex Orange is what LSE recommends. Yeah, I don't have any on mine now. Or no, I lied. On my first Voron I did, because I went with nylon. On this one I'm not using it though, so we'll see how it goes. I think it depends too on how hard you run it, you know? Like if you're going for the, you know, boat race or like the 24/7 challenge, like, or the guy that has that one that's running it like insane, then yeah, you know, I would say he probably needs all of the Loctite or, you know, extra stick in place that he possibly can. But I don't know, man. For like how I'm running mine, which is around 150 millimeters a second, like, which is fast, but you know, it's not, the whole thing's not vibrating loose. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But again, I don't fully know. Okay, so just if anybody does get a heat insert that ends up like kind of blowing out the cavity or whatever, I end up just taking a screw, and before I even try to use this, just kind of push through. It'll pop it out the other side. It wasn't even very much, actually. I don't know if I had to do that, but I just don't like to get any plastic in the thread, so I try to push from the same side that I inserted in, and now it's completely wide open, and I'll do the same for the other side. 4 cooling fans? Yeah, they're not, he doesn't even have like, they're not just cooling fans, man. They're like full-blown massive case fans. It's cool though, like he's definitely, I mean, he's built up an audience. Clearly there's people that are interested, and I like watching it. I think it's insane. I don't find it very practical, and I've talked to him briefly on Twitter, and he also, I think, doesn't find it very practical, but he kind of uses it as a way to run the printer well beyond what it should do and what he feels, even what he feels it can do long term, but it helps him see what's most likely to break first and then kind of work on that. It's insane though. It's really cool to see. It looks like a freaking time lapse, but it's just his printer printing at like blazing speeds. Let's put some of this stuff back. Okay, so now we have got, let's see, screen share. What is your opinion on P? I wouldn't use PTG. Yeah, printing 365 is him. How fast do you print your first layer? I don't actually know on the. It's been pretty slow, man. Like, let's just see for fun what this profile is. So on this profile, 120 first layer, initial layer, 30 millimeters a second. So it's pretty slow. Yeah, I wouldn't use. So I think you probably could use PTG if you just don't enclose your Voron. But I feel like it kind of takes away from the element of the Voron, which is to be able to print with, you know, like ABS and higher temp stuff really quickly. So I would just do ABS. But yeah, I do feel that if you probably don't enclose it, you will run into less issue and you might be fine. But I'm not gonna recommend it just because everything I've heard has been pretty anti that. Okay, so we've got those installed. We've got that installed. I did seat it correctly. It says to seat it below the little lip thing. So, okay, then we're gonna take two M3x8s and then we're gonna put these little maker beam nut things. I actually don't like to install those yet, if I'm not mistaken. So, but I will take the M3x8s. We will install those in the front. Yeah. Just kind of like, I usually have them where the like end of the screw is coming through a little bit, but you don't want to screw them in the whole way. Think about it, the bed will sag down. Will it though? Because think about it, like with the bed, right? Like even if it's getting 100 Celsius, the Prussias are all using PETG. So if it's not enclosed, I can't think of why it would be an issue. Again, I still don't recommend it. But I feel like it still could be fine even with the bed. Especially, well, definitely if you go with the aluminum bed, that mod that exists. Okay, so let's do screen again. So again, I have these out, but I'm not putting them on yet because the way I've done it on my other Voron, I never did. And basically, we want to check that everything is routed correctly, which it totally should be, but I will confirm all that. Yeah, I'm gonna confirm all my belt stuff real quick. Printer is on the ground. Oh. Okay, so this belt is saying that it should be going around the top, around the bearing, around through here, around the back, underneath, and then through. That looks fine. And then the other one should be going from left, cut straight through, go around the back, go, wait a minute. Oh, that's just showing one of the belts, huh? Okay, that's just showing A belt, which is fine. And then B belt should be going through, cut around the corner, looking good, cut down and cut through. Yeah, it looks fine to me. Okay, so we are now going to switch cams, unbox cam. So we are going to get these belts and we are going to just feed them through. Top belt. On my first Voron, the way I did it was I got a tiny flathead and I used the flathead to help push this through. So I might end up doing that if it needs it. It's going through. Okay, so we got that in. Now let's grab the bottom. Someone's calling me. It's Justin, a different Justin. The mic died, and it's my only mic. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, I have like a... Hold on. I might have a plan. That's a bummer. That was on a full charge too. I've gotten this guy. Let me see if I can get this hooked up. Testing. Can you guys hear me? I don't think it's going to be nearly as clear as the other one. Let me know if you guys can hear me. If this is an alternative, like, that'll work for you guys, then we can do it. Just, if I get further away, it definitely won't sound as good, but let me know. Lisa says yes. Yes, you can hear me. Yes, is this gonna work for you guys? I'll get these plugged in right now. That's a bummer. That is a real bummer. So I guess they don't last all day. It sounds fine, a little lower. Turn the gain up on the mic. Gain is going up. Testing, 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 testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That sucks though. Okay, let me go ahead and copy and paste this source 1 second to like everything else. Okay, I added it to everything, so now we've got it. Alright, this is gonna be a little bit annoying for you guys, but if I'm like right here, can you guys, this is still okay? This will do? Just because the mic is no longer on my face. Okay, cool. Alright, we'll roll with it then. It's good to know that I can use this as a backup, but also good to keep in mind that the life of that mic is not longer than 4 or 5 hours tops. So, okay, cool. Let's go really quick back to screen. There's no more music though, which sucks, right? It doesn't sound like there's music. Let me check something out. I can't hear music. Oh, music's back. Okay, cool. We're good. All right. Anywho's. So, as you saw, the thing I did not do was put these on the back yet. And so I'm going to do that now. So I have the belts all through. Then I'm going to go to the unboxed mic. And then I'm going to grab these little guys, which is only 2 of them. And I'm going to make sure on the back, like, let's go top view for that. On the back, like, you want to make sure that the belts are going down the right path. So I usually try to have it like this. I don't know how well you can see that, not very well apparently. So like this, and then you have the end of the screw sticking out. And so what I'm going to do is push this onto that, like so. And then from the front end, just screw that in. Which should work relatively well if I'm not screwing things up. Yeah, cool. But don't tighten it all the way because you still want to, we're still going to need to tighten obviously the belt a lot more. But that's what I do at this point. There's a driver to use the mic in Windows. My experience has been terrible with it. I don't know how it'll sound to you guys, but so like right now, if I have the AirPods on stereo mode, which is I have, the audio sounds really good. If I go to the mode where it lets the mic work, then the audio sounds terrible and it's just really awkward and like unenjoyable. But I might have to try that sometimes too, or figure out an alternative because granted, this is a long stream. I told myself when I was going to start streaming, I'd only do a couple hours, and so far I'm breaking my rules. So we'll see. It'll be all good. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with the other side now. Just basically push the belts so that way they're going down the right paths. Take this little maker nut thing. What the hell they're called. Try my best to line it up. Failing. I know it works. I've done this so many times because it kept this part kept breaking on my first build. Awesome. So we are good. And then the thing I recommend is I would tighten the crap out of this before putting it on here. So I'm just basically going to, at this point, pull and pull. Make sure everything is still aligned. Before you like fully seat it or fully tighten everything, make sure everything's still on the right path. Alright, so belt's looking good. Belt's looking good. Make sure it's on the teeth of that. Looks good. You don't want it riding on the lip of any of the bearings because it will chew away at your belt. Looking good. Looks beautiful. Looks so good. Alright, let's do the bottom one. Oh, the bottom one feels equally tight. That looks good. Sorry, my head is going to get in the way. Actually, is that? Yeah, looks pretty damn good. Bottom. Dude, I think we are good. Okay. So I can pull it one more maybe. No, I think that's about what we're doing. Okay, so now that the belts are good, we are going to tighten these bolts in the front fully now, so nice and tight. Okay, so that's nice and tight. Then we are going to go. Damn, we're making really good progress. That's good. That's good. That is good. Okay, so now we need M2x6 button heads. M2x6 button heads right here. Hopefully I can find my little bit. I think I misplaced it. No. Tool. I mean, I can use the included Allen key, but this hand tool has just been so nice. I know I just checked there, but maybe who do you need back? It is officially not on this table, meaning that I must have dropped it. Okay. Well, we'll use a little Allen key, I guess, that came with the... Oh, I know where it is. I am so silly. I put it on the magnetic thing, and the magnetic thing fell off. Ta-da! Look at this is what I was looking for. It was on this thing, but that had fallen off. Okay. Easy peasy. Going to the unbox. We are changing to the correct size. We are threading these puppies. Okay, so we're going to do these 4 into the linear rail. Hopefully. I tell it different fractional. I never go 50 cents. It happens a couple times. 100%. I'll head to bed now. 2:40. Jeez, that's late. Thanks for hanging out, man. You were here for a long portion of the stream. Have a great weekend. New video tomorrow on the main channel. But yeah, get some sleep. belts are on. Ooh, they're looking good. See you on Discord. Sounds good, man. Have a great night. $842. Alright, screen. We did that. We need to tighten. Equal belt tension is important. Do the small, may feel hard compared to large. Yeah, so I am going to adjust the tension ever so slightly. Let's go unbox cam. So to adjust the tension, you basically just tighten these guys, and these will pull on the. This will pull on the motor, which will tighten the belt. So that's the top belt for sure. Let's do the same to this side. I feel like that's pretty good. Let's get the bottom a little bit more. Jeez, I don't want to overdo it. We're gonna leave it like that for now. I'm feeling pretty good about that. It's close to as tight as my other Voron. Alright. Shoot, now we're on the bed. Which is going to be super easy considering that LDO pretty much does the entire bed for you. Like, I don't have to do this because they give you metal adjustment knobs. I don't have to add the magnet because it's already on there. The heating pad's already on there. The fuse is already wired in. So I really just have to drop in some screws and some lock nuts. Like, that's pretty much it. So let's go. Let's do the bed really quick. When I had that screwdriver, I stripped out the plastic guard in the middle working on the printer. Oh no. No. The same screwdriver that I have, this one, it's like from Micro Center, I think. And the cool thing is, like, this thing comes with both a powder coated bed. Oh, I lied. The magnet does need to go on. It comes with a powder coated bed and a smooth PEI, which is really nice. But yeah, at least let's see side. So yeah, powder coated, smooth, which is awesome. The base or the heating element or heating pads already on there, and they've got this gasket so that way if the adhesive on this were to give out, that's holding it in place, and the fuse is already installed, so it's really simple. That sucks. Inappropriate. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh yeah, you were the one that recommended the iFixit kit, which I totally should get. Okay, so the first step then is actually the magnet. And for the magnet, I actually don't think, let's see. So it shows cutting out holes. It shows cutting out holes for where the screws need to go through. I don't remember doing that. I think that I just put it in its place, like over the holes. And then what I did was I took like an X-Acto knife and then just cut X's on those spots, and that worked out fine. What I am going to do though is we are going to get some isopropyl alcohol to get rid of my fingerprints and any like oils or grease before we lay down this magnet. So let's go ahead and let's do that really quick here. It's funny it's fused since it was changed 24 volts for the heater. I know that's right, huh? Because the Zero used AC, right? It was AC instead of DC. What am I doing? Paper towels and isopropyl. And I spilled some IPA on the ground. That's okay. It's looking pretty. No more oil. Yes, originally was mains voltage, and that is where you really need the fuse to be safe. Yeah, it's still part of it. It's totally unnecessary, though, right? Because, I mean, I don't know of any printers that use that fuse for 24 volts, but they still kept it in the both the guide as well as the BOM. All right, so now we're going to peel. Is there any square, right? Shouldn't really matter. Yeah, it shouldn't matter. All right, we're gonna peel this off and do our best not to get my dirty thumbprints on the freaking adhesive. Okay, I'm gonna try my best to align this. I think I'm slightly off, but it looks pretty damn good. Ooh, definitely slightly off, but I think it's still pretty close. Like, it's straight, but slightly skewed that way. But I don't think that'll be an issue. Yeah, it looks, that's actually, I'm very happy with it. I'll take that. That was pretty quick and pretty simple. Let's put some pressure from the bottom top. Screws. Yeah, I'm just going to use my X-Acto to cut out the little X's where the screws are, and then just thread through it. It's what I did on the first build, and it seemed to work okay, so hopefully I don't regret that. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I should be able to feel where the hole's at. Yeah, right there. Let me see. If you have a hole punch, which I don't own one, you definitely can punch out the holes first. But for mine, what I did was just created an X, and then if I remember correctly, I was able to thread the screw through that. So hopefully that's the case again. Now, if only I can remember where the other hole is. Oh, it's like right here on the end. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, yeah. Alright, that should be fine. I'm gonna take off, bro. Nice hanging out. Sounds good, man. Have a great night. Have a good weekend. Thanks for stopping by again. I'd love to catch up one of these days, like off the, off the stream. But yeah, thanks. Thank you very much for hanging out again, man. Smart. I'm just OCD. I get it. It's definitely not as clean. I just I don't have a hole punch here, so it's kind of like there's only so many things I can do. All right, so magnet is on. We essentially got our holes, except there are X's. That's already done. That's already done. Now we need to get M3 lock nuts and M3 by 40s. M3 lock nuts. M3 by 40s. Let's see if I eat my words. Pretty sure. Let's go. We'll do top view on this, I guess. Pretty sure I'll be able to. Hopefully, I don't F up the magnet. I swore it was really easy the first time I did it, but because I said, hopefully I don't screw something up. It's definitely causing the magnet to pop up right now, but I think once I get it the best, I think once I get it beyond that point, we'll be fine. Oh, where'd you go? Hey Pi, are you still in the stream? I'm wondering if, I don't think the Amazon package came. It was definitely easier the first time. But it did go through. It did go through. It created a hole. But, oops, you guys can't really see that. But yeah, it was definitely easier the first time. I put small hole in magnet. I put small hole in oh, God, that is a smart idea as well. Pi is still here. Let's poke a hole real quick. I don't know if this is the best angle for you guys. Let's try, I think once we get done with the bed, I'm probably going to call it for the night. And we will pick up next week with the mini afterburner. I just think I drooled a little bit. With the mini afterburner, and then pretty much just the wiring, which is awesome. I'm actually going to put some force into this. Last one. I have a feeling they were estimating a time to get to my address. Oh, to your address? Oops. Definitely if you have a hole puncher, maybe the deburring method is probably less strenuous, but once you get it all down, and again, the adhesive for the magnet should eventually settle in place. My concern right now is that I don't know if I have anything to keep those M3 nuts from sliding. Do I have a small wrench? Hurry up, Hogan's Heroes comes on in 4 minutes. Let's see. I might have to use... an adjustable wrench? I have an adjustable wrench. That might be what I have to use. Yeah, so we are going to do this portion, which isn't super fun. Basically just tighten the M3 nuts all the way down these. So I'm going to attempt to do that. I wish I just had, like, I don't know, I lost my needle nose pliers quite a while ago in the move, and they would be really handy for this. This sucks. Let's just go. I got an idea. Let's go to face cam so I can. Oh man, you can't see. Okay, yeah, we're gonna step back. Tell you what, I wish I had a. You know what? This is dumb. I'm gonna use. I must have an Allen key somewhere for this. Yes. All right, Allen key is way better. Power drill would be awesome, but at least with this I can just spin it. While like I was gonna have to hand tighten that. Thank God you only have to do this once, because this is not fun. I'm freaking sweating even from just doing the first one. My daily workout. Is it slipping? What the heck? No, it's gone. Okay. Okay. Almost one down. Secures heater pad to bed. Just another safety measure. That does not secure the heat pad to the bed. I wish the camera you could see a little easier. Oh, is that what you're asking? What does RTV actually do? It is really necessary. Yeah, I don't know that it's fully necessary. I think that it's pretty rare that these actually come off the beds. But because of the fact that Vorons are, you know, known for printing fast and high temp stuff, if there were a printer that it wasn't to come off of, it'd probably be the Voron. So I think, yeah, it's just like an extra safety feature slash keep your printer working longer feature. Because if your pad falls off, then you have to, I mean, I guess you could maybe replace it with a different adhesive, but no, this one sucks. This like this wire loom is in the way. Oh, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. Unbox maybe? No. There, I guess. Yeah, my first Voron 0 does not have that gasket or glue stuff on it, and it's been fine. But then again, it's only a couple months old, so if you ask me in 2 years, we'll see. We can do it. We can do it. I transplanted my hair a year ago. I use only smooth on her. Interesting. Is it like a two-part to apply this stuff or no? This V0 came with a since it's the LDO kit, it comes with a Pi 3. My other Voron, I used a Pi 4 only because I just had it. I might swap it over to a Pi 3 though too, just because it doesn't need the horsepower of the Pi 4. Like, I think that Pi 4 might be better used for a different project. 2-part, yeah, so it's, okay. I'd never actually even heard of the, that glue until recently. Like with this Voron, when I was looking at like kind of the specs of what makes the LDO kit different than the rest of them. That was one of the things that I saw. Okay, we're done with 2. One more. Definitely not the most fun part of the build. I will say that. Oh, that doesn't make it any better. Butterfingers. Yeah, I have one of the Pi 2 Zeros on the way from Canada because it's the only place I could find them, and I'm gonna make a video on installing Octoprint on that. And I probably will be running Octo Clipper eventually, but Gina, who's the dev behind Octoprint, said that she got her hands on one early and tested it out, and that it works great. So to me, that should probably be the new standard. I mean, you can use whatever you want, of course, like it's your, you know, it's your build. But I just don't see why you'd spend the extra money if there's no benefit at all. If the M3x40 screws were flathead and the plate was countersunk, could the screw... I am a dingus, aren't I? Because, no, what he's saying is, like, if, like, in your example, you're saying if they were flathead and countersunk, I'm pretty sure that I could have put these screws through first, then put on the M3 lock nuts, and then put the magnet over it. I'm like monkey see, monkey do, because I'm looking at the the bomb. That's the order that it has it go through. Yeah, I don't know for sure whether they would have, if there was enough clearance. But it looks like there would have been. So if you can, try to just put the screws in the M3 nuts before even dealing with the magnets, because that would save you from having to carve up your magnetic sheet. Yeah, it's crazy how difficult Pis are becoming to find. There's a micro center pretty close to me, and been looking online and nothing. It's like a Pi is never something that I thought would have been like a hard to come across thing, you know? Like they're just cheap little microcomputers or it's crazy. I've got like 4 Pi Zeros, the original ones that aren't being used for anything. Then I've got a Pi 3 that's currently sitting in a box, and then a 2W on the way. But yeah, the Pi 2W that I bought from Canada was $15, and then $15 for shipping, so it was twice as expensive because I couldn't find them domestically. Yeah, that's true. Holes in the magnets is no big deal. I just think that like if it was unnecessary to do that. Okay. So we're done with that. We're done with that. Now we just need to spring. Let's bring up the bed ever so slightly. This is so exciting. Yes. Okay, so let's go with the unbox cam. Let's angle it like this, and then we are going to get build plate parts. And we've got our spring. Oops, you can't see that. Springs. And then the LDO kit, you don't use those printed parts. It's actually got metal knobs, which is kind of nice. My Octopis have been so unreliable recently. I'm hoping a format helps. Interesting. I used Octopi years ago and loved it. When I was running my like mini farm and selling stuff from home, it worked pretty well. Okay, so for this we're just going to place it. Oops. Come on. Actually, yeah. So we are going to place it. My springs are stuck together. 1 second. Sir. Come on. Why you gotta be like that? Okay. So spring goes through, drops through. Actually, it's probably easier just to drop the springs in all the holes. Then, get low. Put these screws through all of the springs. Bam. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to, let's see if I can raise this up a little bit. Man, a lot's happened, DC. I know you can't see me, but I'm here. But my mic died. My mic fully died. Apparently those mics only last like 4 hours, so I had to bust out the Yeti, which is like my backup mic. But it seems like it's working, so we went further than I thought we were gonna do, man. We went further than I thought. Belts are done. Bed is about to be done. I'm just putting these little pegs. Right now I'm just gonna get the screws flush with the bottom of these little pegs. It's probably too tight, honestly, but keep compressing it. Yeah, it's probably too tight, but it's really compressed. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Let's do this last one. Mod, but if you need a Pi Zero, Chicago Electric Distributor still has them in stock. Wait, do they have Pi Zero? Oh, Pi. Oh man, I might need to. Sorry, I'm missing some chat right now. I apologize. Just. Thank you very much. I am it's gone just smooth as can be, man. And it's really like, we're just pretty much at now. The mini afterburner. And that's about as compressed as I can get this. I don't know if I even wanted that compressed. That's cool. We'll leave it like that for now. Yeah, I mean we're making some seriously good progress. Like cable management, cable chains, and then it's like what, end stopped with rear panel, and then mini afterburner. Yeah, and then it's wiring, dude. It's freaking awesome. We definitely made a lot more progress today than I had anticipated. I guess we can do as like a last thing, route the, oh, this thing's moving. Do the cable management, which I think I might have. Let's see. Screen. Oops. Pi 2.0 might be good for Clipper if you're using it. Yeah, Pi 2.0 is supposed to be perfect for Clipper. Will this be covered, Justin? Yeah, it's going to be enclosed. I still need to print out the panel parts as well as the top hat. The top hat I'll probably do on the printer behind me. The panel parts, we might actually just finish this build up and then print out the panel parts on this printer. They're so flat that it should be fine to not have this enclosed, or I might use my other Voron and crank those out. I'm not totally sure, but yeah, we'll definitely do that. Yeah, I don't see why the Pi 2.0 wouldn't work great with Clipper. Yes, works fine with Clipper. Even the original Zero did. Yeah, exactly. I'm using the original Zero on one of my printers, but I think with the Zero 2, you could possibly run input shaper with an accelerometer as well as a camera, which is sick. Okay, so the heat bed was, we specified sourcing guide has individual wires. This allows for easy installation. If source different model, might not be so easy. Path for heated wires, guide the heated wires into the highlighted and secure them using zip tie loops. Okay, we're gonna flip the printer. Well, actually, let me drop the wires in from the correct side. I'm just trying to get caught up to you, DC, since you like pulled an all-nighter and finished it. I was expecting you to be like, yeah, I got done with the frame, but you're like, yeah, it's done. You were busy last night, man. All right, so all of the wires, I believe, need to go down like this back right side. Let's see. Woo! I'm dropping stuff. Okay, let's flip the printer on its head. Oh, that's not going to really do anything for you guys, is it? Because, let's see. It's just such an awkward angle. I'm trying to think about how I can do this. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this portion yet. I think what I may end up doing, and I apologize because I wanted to show all this on stream, but let me see here. Let's see. 1 second. Let me. You guys might not be able to see this, but I can show you at least like kind of the aftermath of it. Okay. Let me grab zip ties real quick. I bought a pack of these super tiny zip ties. Basically just doing some cable management right now. There's a cutout in the bottom. So I routed the wires from the back through this little thing, and now I'm putting 2 zip ties in here. And I'll try to show you guys after. I didn't get a chance to check out the photo yet. Sorry, DC. On my break, I basically like inhaled a piece of microwave pizza and then hopped in to hang out with Erin for a couple minutes before she had to go to work, and here we are. But I will absolutely check it when I get off. Being a stubborn ass. That should be fine. Boom. All right. I don't know how well you guys can see. If I zoom out a little bit, you guys might be able to see it. There we go. So it's probably good enough where you can see it. Cables basically went down the back side of the printer, and then there's a channel on the underside of this printed piece. So you want to get the wires to go along that channel, and then there's an inlet where if you shove one of these mini zip ties in, it'll pop out the other end, and so then you can zip tie them into place. So that's really all the magic. That's all that I've done down here. I don't know where any of my clippers are, so we will use an X-Acto to cut these, which is kind of stupid, but it works. If I don't damage it, there we go. Okay. So now we will flip this, and yeah, it looks pretty decent, I think. Yeah, that looks fine. I'm like second guessing myself a little bit. I think that's fine. Just where my cables pop out look a little off. 1 second. wonder if it's because... That's okay. That's okay. Could also be how they wired it different than me, but anyways. I believe it has been successfully overclocked. Take the cable chain. Okay, take the cable chain down. So, excuse me. Next step is to do the cable chain. Put on some. All right. Screen. So cable chain, and does it need to be down to 11 to 12 links, including the 2 that it's already got, or the 2 I've got plus 11 or 12, 11 to 12 links? What is this? Oh. Okay, I've hit the bed. It's 2200 here. My line goes. Oh, jeez. Thanks for hanging out, man. You were here pretty much all day. Thanks for posting the stream. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for all of your feedback. Everything as always, man. Hope you have an awesome weekend, and we will be streaming again after today on Wednesday. So Wednesday we will we'll get this thing going. I'm feeling really good about it. Wednesday we'll do the mini afterburner and the wiring, and at least like a mid and print of sorts. 2 ends and 11 links in the middle. Beautiful. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's almost exactly what I had. It came with 12 links. That's funny. Son of a bitch. I have weak nails and these are strong little chains. Okay, so all we did basically was take this down. There was 12 links on it, and now we have it down to 11, which 13 total, but I don't like 13. Okay, which in total, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on here, and then 2 on the bed. There's the one on the bed itself and one on the side extrusion that we installed earlier. So this one is here and this one is here. And so next we are just going to slide the ends of these cables through here. Come on, cables. Tell you what, these little, you know what, I'm being silly. I think the red cables probably should go in first. And also, what is this? Oh, okay. There's a little, I didn't know what this was. It's just a zip tied plug. Because the ends of the red cables are crimped, but the plug's not on there. So that's what that is. Let's take it off. Okay, now red cables are going through. I'm doing these first just because they're kind of flimsy in comparison to the heater wires. Those ones will kind of just brute force their way through. Come on. Awesome. Okay, so now we will do these 2 long ones. Mine had, holy crap. Yeah, yours had way more links, dude. That's pretty much, other than the one I just took off, like, I used all the links. Awesome. Okay, so now we are going to attach this guy to the link here. Like so. Snaps. And then we will shove these cables underneath. You guys can't really see what I'm doing that well, but yeah, you can, I guess. These ones are going in between this chain and underneath the bed, so. Come on, baby. Snap in. See, this clip is being a jerk. It's always like that. It's because it's getting towards the end. It knows it. It's like, I'm not gonna go where you want to. There we go, I think. Yep. Okay, alright, cables are in. It's looking good. It's looking good. And then we'll throw, let's throw, let's throw you on. Bam! There we go. Check it before you snap it. No, it seems fine. Like with the wall on it, it should still have clearance. And oh, let me see actually. Yeah, that's perfect, dude. Yeah, no. Ta-da! It looks so good. Let's go back to, we turned off autofocus. There we go. It looks awesome. We have done a ton today. So, again, the, really what's left is end stop and rear panel, which will be a piece of cake. Mini afterburner, which I'm anticipating will take a little bit of time. And then really it's just straight to wiring, which because there is a mini afterburner will take some time for sure. But wiring I don't anticipate being that bad because of the fact that there's all the nice little looms and stuff like that. So I don't see any reason why next Wednesday we won't have this thing printing. I also feel like tension's pretty close compared to my other one. I'm just trying to get a feel. It feels a little bit less, but no, I think it's good. Oh man, what a day. What a day. Today we streamed from 12 to 3:15 for 3 hours and 15 minutes. Took a break till 4:30 and it is now 7:30. So it was like 6 hours. Oh my god. It was insane. But I am incredibly happy with, again, it's like, if not today, it just gets pushed till next week. And I really want to get this thing printing. I really want to get this thing printing. So again, I think Wednesday, based off of just trying to think things through in my head, I think Wednesday we will finish up the build as far as like the back panel, the mini afterburner, the wiring, and hopefully at least get a maiden print. And then hopefully Friday we can do the panels in the top hat and just play around with it a little bit. So, you guys are awesome. I appreciate every one of you, DC, Jim, Pi, everybody else. Please, if you have not, hit the like button, just because, again, it really helps out. And yeah, I'm stoked. If you guys have any questions or feedback or anything at all, let me know in the comments or hop into the Discord. But hopefully I will see you guys next Wednesday. I will go ahead. Tomorrow we are helping family move, and so Sunday, my goal is Sunday to schedule the stream for Wednesday, so that way if you want to set a reminder you can do so. But thank you, Mike, thank you, Jason, thank you everybody else that is in the chat. I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing weekend, whether you're printing or hanging out or whatever it is that you're doing, and hopefully I will see you guys next Wednesday or next Friday. All right, have a great night, everybody, and a great weekend. Bye, everyone.